Alright Bonehogs, this video is all about Scorpion. In this video we're going to go over the attacks that you should know with Scorpion, his combo strings, and his special moves, and at the end we're going to use all of that to put together some combos for you. These are going to be basic combos, but hopefully they're going to give you an idea of how his combo system works, so that you can create your own bigger and better combos. This is the first of my character guides, so let me know in the comments what character I should do next, or what character that you would love a little guide on. And if you're new around here and you like tutorials and just learning in a positive space, consider subscribing. Other than that, let's get into it.
Accept your death.
I'm going to be referencing the standard number notation for the buttons, and again, that's just because that X button is in a different spot depending on what controller you're on, and we want everybody from PlayStation and Xbox to switch to be able to understand this. So I'm just going to put a little pad in the middle here. It's going to be just small, but you can reference it if you're not really sure what number I'm referring to. So there's a couple key normal attacks that Scorpion has. For the most part, he's fairly basic. Just standard attacks you would use to link into your combo attacks. But there's three moves in particular that I think kind of outshine the rest. One is his back two. This could be an absolutely fantastic anti-air. So if you have someone who's jumping at you constantly, this could be a fantastic thing to use. Let me give you an example here. Yeah, so we're not going to get too heavy into the combos yet, but that's just an idea of kind of something you could do. Either way, it works just fantastically. It has a really, really high hitting hitbox. Yeah, that's one of the moves I found particularly useful. Let's move on to the next one, which is the standing two. Just a little bit of range on this. I think it's something you could maybe just kind of throw out every once in a while, just kind of check your opponent. Kind of cool. And the third one is one that's actually a little bit ridiculous. I've played a couple Scorpions online, and this is a very annoying move. This is back three. Just this huge, long, sweeping move. And you can do it at a range where they really can't do much. You know, it's a fairly safe move when spaced properly. Catches movement, you know, people are trying to dash in and whatnot. So just make sure to really throw this move into your arsenal and understand the range on it. We don't want to be out here like kind of whiffing the move, but I mean, look at all that range. That's craziness. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. I could just do that all day. It's just fun to watch. Moving on to his combo strings, the first one that I kind of want to look at is this 1-2-2. Now this is an interesting string because it ends with an overhead, but there's not a fantastic way to mix that up because you want to mix between an overhead and a low attack. Also, both the first two hits are high, so you got to be careful of that. If we set our opponent to duck, lock off. So the first two hits miss. So that's an opportunity for them to just throw a little poke or a jab underneath there, so just be kind of aware of that. You want to kind of use it at range a little bit more just to keep it a little bit safer. You could do something like that. And if you really want to go for a mix-up, let's get them back into standing, block mode all. You could do something like this. This is fairly safe stagger at -3. You can go back into the low after that. So, and if you're not sure about -3 and all that stuff, we did a whole tutorial on that topic. You definitely need to know that if you want to go in depth with your characters. So I'll put a little card and then a link to it at the end of the video. You can go check that out. So yeah, you can do something like this. Maybe they're standing to anticipate the overhead. Just hit them with a quick little sweep. You can also do it down 3. They're both the same startup frames, so. There's also a gap in the string between the two hits at the end there. The gap is right here, right before the overhead hits. So someone who has some armor, like even Scorpion himself, could do his armored move in that gap. So just be mindful of that. So you could use this move as a combo ender. It leaves your opponent knocked down right in front of you, so just be careful for wake-up attacks, but other than that, it's important when you're doing combos too to understand where you want your opponent to end up. You might want them to end up far away, and that kind of leads us into our next string. So the 2-1-4 string is a good one, like I previously mentioned, if you want to put your opponent at range. So maybe you do a combo, you end it with 2-1-4, get into your low sweep, something like that. There's no mix-up in the string. It's just a high, mid, mid, which is... Some strings, generally speaking, if they don't have like an overhead or a low in them, they're kind of like combo enders or combo extenders kind of a thing. So this could be one of those. Nothing really else special to say about this. It starts off that standing 2 that I kind of highlighted, so that's kind of good. And again, there is a gap in this string between the... right before that kick there. So it seems to be a recurring theme in this game that between the last 2 hits seems to be a gap where you can armor through. Then we go into his 3-3-3 string, and this looks like it might be a combo extender because you can special cancel it into a special move. So maybe a combo starter depending on how you want to do it. But yeah, it seems like a good move. Again, first hit is a high, and then you have mids after that. So just be aware of that. People can duck the high attack. But after that... And again, it leaves our opponent a little bit of range in case you want to... That's such a funky move. I love the animation and just the way he just kind of... You know? He's driving. Scorpion's jiving. Moving on to Raising Hell. This is one of his better strings, but you have to be responsible with it because if your opponent knows the counter to it, you could get blown up big time. So... This is a combo launcher, which is very, very notable as far as moves go. So you can launch up into the air, some air combat. We're going to get into our air strings in a moment. To keep them grounded for a grounded combo, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel most comfortable with, this is your launcher. This is also, say it with me now, safe on block at -6. A -6 safe on block launcher. So why do I have to be so responsible with it? Let me show you. Your opponent can actually just neutral duck the second hit, which means ducking without blocking, and just get a full combo on you. I don't know why I chose Tanya, because I don't know the combos with her. Hold on, let me figure one out. I want to show you this, because it's important. Okay, I got one. Don't copy this combo, because I haven't done the Tanya guide yet, but I just want to show you an example of what can happen if you're a little bit too overzealous with this move. There you go. Not the biggest combo, but you see the idea, is that if you do the first hit, they block the first hit, and they just release block on the second hit, and now you're completely vulnerable for whatever the opponent wants to do, a throw or whatever. So that's basically it for his strings. The last one that I can really reference is this Falcon kick. It looks like it sets you up for some air combat, or maybe a grounded combo, depending on what you wanted to do. Again, we're going to go into combos at the end here, so just be patient. But if you want to skip ahead, I mean... There's chapters there, you can just pick one. But moving on now to his air combat, and I'm going to be using this string here to kind of lead into it. Into his strings we go. We got the first ones here is jumping 1-1-1, which is a pretty basic one. There's not really much to talk about here. Knocks the opponent down to the ground for a splat. You can also special cancel it into a spear afterwards. And one thing with air combos is if the combo itself is cancelable, not all of them are, but if it is, you can actually just enter the special move that's grounded in the air, and Scorpion will do it as soon as he lands on the ground. You don't have to wait for Scorpion to land on the ground. You can buffer the input, put it in while Scorpion's still in the air, and it'll come out when he lands. Let's see if you can watch my inputs on the side there to see if you can see it happening. Yeah, so I inputted the spear right after I finished the string. That string bounced. We used the spear to enhance the combo, or extend the combo, sorry. Next is the 1-1-2, which is this one here. Kind of hits them away from them. Might be able to combo it into the Kaio snag. I haven't been able to time it, but it is special cancelable. You can do it into a special move if you want to. Lastly, we have the 1-1-4, which looks like it kind of just kicks you away. There was no fire there, Scorpion. I don't know what you're talking about. Again, special cancelable, but I didn't seem to see anything of note that could combo into it. But that's what creative minds are for. Next, we're moving on to the 1-2. He has a lot of air strings. I think Scorpion is kind of made to combo in the air for sure. So this looks like it's your kind of basic combo extender. And they kind of want you to special cancel out of that. It leaves him kind of in the range for both of his air moves. you can do after this one. So I'm kind of thinking that's what this is for. See, we're already hitting 25%. We haven't even gotten to the combo portion of the video yet. Like, this character is kind of cracked. Next is the jumping 1-3. So this one splats down to the ground, and we can connect a special move after that. So that's kind of the point of that one there. Then we got jumping 2 and jumping 2 grab. This one looks like a kind of a combo ender kind of a thing. He just takes him, he slams him to the ground. Not really anything that we can do off of that. That's why I said it just feels like a combo ender, you know? You get to the end of the combo, you gotta do something. We're doing this one. Then we have the 2-4. Another kind of bounce move. Special cancelable as well. You got lots of options to bounce your character off the ground, you know? That's definitely part of aero comboing. But you have another one here. And then your kick attacks. Pretty basic. They seem to extend into the far Kaio snag, which we're going to talk about next. We're getting special moves next. I just wanted to show you. It kind of seems like that's what those ones do. And this might be a little bit basic, but it's the next one on the moves list, so we're going to go through it, is your throws. So you press forward and throw, and then you press back and throw to switch positions. Not much to go over there, but it's a complete character guide, so I have to cover it. Alright, so this is where things get juicy. So this is the fun stuff, alright? If you're anything like me, this is kind of where you get really creative. So our special moves. So our standard spear. Pulls you in, it's a combo starter. Already demonstrated that a couple times in this video, but we can use one of our strings to extend into the spear. And we can use a different string, like this is not a combo that I would do, but that's just an idea. Combo into the spear, combo out of the spear. Now, the important thing with your enhanced spear that you need to know, and this is quite good because you can play mind games with your opponent with this, is that it turns it into a mid attack. So if you're, because if you just look at it, like sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. If we just have the opponent stand, this is a regular spear, this is our hand spear, the actual like look of the move doesn't really change much outside of a little bit of a flash on Scorpion. So this is kind of where you would use that. Your opponent's ducking because if you throw a spear, it's a high. They're ducking, they know to duck the spear, but you're just like, okay, I'm done with this. Boom! Turns it into a mid, it'll hit them if they're ducking. This move at certain ranges is very punishable against characters with teleports or like say Shang Tsung's up ground skulls. Yeah, you can get punished for missing this, so just be careful. You are really out there for a long time without being able to block. So don't just kind of spam this move, make sure that you're kind of making reads on movement and throw it out accordingly. Next move is the Blazing Charge. So this, from what I've looked at, has kind of been a bit of a combo ender if you're going to use just the regular move. I think the key to this move is more the enhanced version of it. You spend a bar meter, you do the enhanced version. This has a hit of armor. So if your opponent, you see your opponent like starting up a projectile or something, you can just do this to blast through the projectile and get some damage. This is also his wake up attack. So if your opponent knocks you down, you can use this to wake up. Eat some hits if they try and hit you on their wake up. Boom. Use this move. Armored Rush, basically. Twisted Kaio, this is another one that looks like it's probably a combo ender. The enhanced one just gives you a little bit more damage, gives you about 50 damage. This would also be a good one to try and chip your opponent out. Like say your opponent has like very little health left, you can do like a string into this on block. Let me see if I can set this up to show you what that would look like. Let's say your opponent's at 90 health, you're kind of fishing, you're playing around, then you manage to get a jump in. To that, there's nothing they can do about that. Hopefully they have some meter for the final breath, but that is death, baby! So next is the Death Port, which is standard Scorpion stuff, and you'll know from my frame data guide that this is got to be used responsibly as well. If someone blocks it, you are up for a pretty big punish. But you can use it to counter projectiles. If you see your opponent's like throwing stuff at you, so you can react to it, hit him with the teleport. The enhanced one cancels it, so you don't actually hit the opponent, you just kind of land in front of them. So you could do something like that for a sneaky little low. Then the last grounded special move we have is Devouring Flame, which is a low attack. Kind of tough to set this up because he doesn't really have an crazy overhead to like mix it up with, but you could definitely check some movement with this. Catch them walking back and forth, maybe they do a dash, or maybe they do start up a special move and you just boom, hit him with that low. If you enhance this though, it's unblockable. So the initial hit does 60 damage and you get 5 damage over time. That will just continually be active until you get that extra 5 damage, and that costs a bar meter. So that's it for the grounded special moves. Let's get to the air ones. So the first one is the Kaio Snag. So we have 2 of these. Depending on what you're doing, they're either going to be back forward 2 or down back 2. The back forward 2 is used for hitting off of jump kicks, and the back forward 2 is off of your strings. Sorry, down back 2, off of your strings. Just regular will end the combo, but if you meter burn it, if you enhance it, it'll allow you to keep the air combo going. So this is going to be one of your main kind of combo extenders in the air. Second aerial attack we have is the Hellport, which is, again, just on its own, just a combo ender, but if you spend a bar meter, it becomes a combo extender, and you can use it to go into anything else. Side note about this move, though, this is the first Mortal Kombat game in recent history where you can do an airport and it doesn't actually track your opponent. So if you want to like do like MK11 or MKX, where you jump over their projectile and then punish them with a teleport, not going to happen in this game. He just comes out straight on the other side. This was likely to incorporate the air combat. It's new in this game, so just be aware of that when using this move. If you've used it like that in previous games, not going to happen. Alright, so for all your patience and hard work along the way, we are rewarded with the combo portion of the video. So I'm going to show you 2 combos here. I'm going to put the inputs on the screen just so you have them at your disposal. One's going to be a grounded combo, and the other is going to be an air combo. So one's going to be slightly better than the other. I'll let you decide which is which. There we go. So a grounded combo, we're not doing, by grounded combo I just mean we're not doing any air combat. We did 26%. So the tricky thing with this combo is that there's a slight delay between when you launch them off the ground and when you do this move. If you do that move too high, they're not going to fall into the spear properly. So you have to time it just right. Okay, I mistimed it there. Slight delay into the spear. And then with the ender, you want to enter the 333 quite fast, and then the you should have the whole input of the 333 back forward 2 in before the actual rush comes out. So you buffer it all. So you can see the timing here on the side of my buttons. He hadn't even finished the last kick by the time that I've got the rush in. If you do it too late, the rush won't come out. So. I also want to have a sense of community here, so I want you, for your Scorpion mains out there that have been just grinding and grinding away, post in the comments what kind of combos you're doing and how much damage they do. This will help out our beginners and help them find bigger and better combos, and maybe they can improve upon them, and we can all help each other out. So, that being said, let's get into our aerial combo. So 307 damage there. So that used our enhanced teleport, and also use the enhanced Kaio Snag as well, depending on kind of what you want to do. A little bit more with the Kaio Snag. There you go, 1 bar a meter. Now, just for fun, let's kind of do a hybrid one and do like a grounded / air combo. So we've basically taken our grounded combo and extended it using our air attacks to get more damage. And outside of that, it was the same combo. We just used the bounce off the jump 1-3. That's all we added. So that's kind of some ways to kind of create combos with the characters and just have more fun. Combos are fun. They're like the main thing for Mortal Kombat. So play around, experiment. I've given you a couple here just to kind of give you some ideas. And again, if maybe they'll be posted down in the comments down below. But yeah, there's one other thing that I just want to say. With these guides too, if there's a character that I think a certain cameo fits perfectly for, I'll mention it. I think Scorpion's a pretty decent all-rounder. But if there is a cameo that has some sort of aerial attacks, oddly enough, the Scorpion cameo, Team Scorpion, Double Scorpion, why not? Something like that might be beneficial to his game, because it does look like he has a lot of shenanigans up in the air, so. And that's it. I hope you found this useful. If there's anything that I was missing or any questions that you had about the character, please let me know in the comments. But other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks and all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.